Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Chargers Talk 4630. I'm your host, Stacy, and please, before we get started, like, share, and subscribe so you can get our latest content. Just a little tired, a little bit, as you probably can see in my eyes. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, all hyped up and talking with different people on different social media platforms about the Chargers' big victory. So if you see the eyes look kind of tired or red a little bit, I wanted to get a little bit of rest later on. I did boat camp with my son last night with our raw feelings about the game right after it ended. And now I am doing my regular Chargers Talk 4630 podcast. I want to dive a little deeper into the things that I saw and what I wanted to discuss about the game so I can get this out the way and I can get me a little bit of a rest a little bit later. Enjoy these wins. It's hard to win in the National Football League, and every time we get a chance, the next day after a big win, we go out and celebrate in the name of the Chargers, right? So now, listen, I understand there was a lot of terrible towels inside SoFi last night, but the good thing was by the second quarter, you didn't have to see those towels anymore, right? Fans were sent home with a big L and a disappointing loss. Now, the Chargers did hand out a beatdown on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers for a final score of 25-10, and what turned out to be like a dominating performance. Justin Herbert threw for 220 yards and a touchdown, and the Chargers defense kept Pittsburgh out of the end zone until late in the fourth quarter when Rodgers hit Roman Wilson for that 27-yard touchdown score with about 3 minutes left. Now, look, Rodgers admitted himself he didn't play well, but let's give credit where it's due. The Chargers were prepared on both sides of the ball. They were sharper on special teams in the second half, and they completely neutralized everything Pittsburgh was trying to do last night, right? Jesse Minter's defense was phenomenal. Dayan Henley, Khalil Mack, Derwin James, Denzel Perriman, Nico Reed, rookie safety R.J. Mickens, and Cam Hart, man, they all balled out. It was a total effort from the defense. R.J. Mickens made a beautiful interception from that too high safety look, perfect positioning, great instincts. And that defensive front, tough, physical, relentless. They dictated the entire game. Offensively, Justin Herbert looked comfortable in the pocket, and Kamani Vidal, he just continues to impress with that physical downhill running style, right? I said before the game, the Chargers needed at least 60 to 70 yards rushing from Vidal to give themselves a chance, right? He did more. He gave them 95 plus a touchdown. And Herbert added 19 on the ground, and that's 125 total yards rushing, which was big. That running balance helped open things up just enough, even with the offensive line banged up, right? Greg Roman called a smart, patient game plan, and Herbert made the right decisions using his legs when the opportunities were there, right? Especially on two-man coverage looks with defenders back turned, he was taking off, getting first downs. Justin Herbert just keeps stepping up despite of all the injuries around him, right? And then late in the game, that little pop-up pass to Keenan Allen, in that moment, Keenan Allen became the Chargers' all-time leader in receptions, right? Huge congratulations to Keenan Allen. That's 956 career catches now, over 400 from Phillip Rivers, and now over 400 from Justin Herbert. That's legendary stuff right there. That's Hall of Fame stuff right there. Now, here's what made this win even more impressive. Everyone was a little nervous and concerned, including myself, after the performance the Steelers had last week, forcing 6 turnovers and dominating the Colts, right? But this time around, it was the Chargers who flipped the story. They won the turnover battle 3-0, including 2 interceptions off Rodgers, and the Steelers also muffed the punt. The Steelers never could find any rhythm. And how about Cam Hart? Last year's 5th-round pick, like Sean Merriman, he was lights out last night. He matched DK Metcalf's physicality, something we very rarely see. DK was targeted 7 times, right? Only 3 catches for 35 yards. That's lockdown defense right there. And remember, this was a Chargers offensive line that's still decimated by injuries. We felt like the Steelers, after what they did last week, was going to take advantage of that. But the Chargers' front and quick passing attack neutralized that rush all night. Hey guys, I got to put you on to something I've been checking out. It's a company called Distill Union. They make these slick minimalistic wallets and magnetic key organizers, right? That just makes life easier. And get this, I've got an exclusive 20% off just for you. All you got to do is go to distillunion.com, make your purchase, and don't forget, when you check out, use my code ChargeTalk4630. I earn a small commission when you use my code, so when you buy, you're not only supporting me and the show, you're getting the best deal they offer. For much of the game, this was a gritty defensive battle. At one point, it was like baseball scores, right? It was 3-2, and then later 5-3. It wasn't pretty football, but it was old school physical football. And the Chargers pass rush was much more effective than the Steelers. Justin Herbert didn't run as much as he did in previous weeks, but he picked his spots perfectly. He converted key first downs when he had to. And Ladd McConkey, he continues to show up. Reliable, clutch, just making plays when you need it, right? With Kamani Vidal helping to carry the ground game while Maury Hampton is still out, the Chargers kept that run-pass balance despite the offensive line issues. And again, that shows great coaching and adjustments. So here's the bottom line here. The Chargers were ready for this game. They only allowed that late touchdown. Otherwise, this would have been a 25-3 game. They forced 3 turnovers, didn't give the ball away once, and moved right up the AFC West race, staying on Denver's heels and ahead of the Chiefs, who was on a bye. And once again, big salute to Keenan Allen on 956 catches and counting, a huge part of Chargers history. And major flowers to this defense. They made the Steelers look lost out there. 3 turnovers, constant pressure. Here's the crazy part. Check this out. The Chargers defense didn't blitz Aaron Rodgers once. Every bit of that pressure came from the front 4. All week, people, including myself, were talking about the Steelers' defensive front. And obviously so, right? But it was the Chargers' defensive front that showed up and showed out. Pittsburgh didn't convert their first third down until midway through the fourth quarter. That tells you everything. This was dominance. This defense suffocated everything the Steelers tried to do. Just an awesome performance across the board, and one that keeps this team right in the playoff hunt. Well, that's all for today's episode of Chargers Talk 4630. I'm Stacy. Make sure you're subscribed, because the road doesn't get easier from here, and we will be breaking down every game every week. Until next time, bolt up, stay charged, and I'll see you by Friday to break down next week's matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars.